Okay, it's by your head.
Mm-hmm. Is it going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 1, Miracle of Lanciano, 8th century. In the 8th century, a priest in Lanciano, Italy, was experiencing doubts about the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist. In the middle of saying Mass, he said the words of consecration, "This is my body, this is my blood," and saw the bread and wine transform into real human flesh and blood. The blood coagulated into 5 globules, later believed to be representative of the 5 wounds of Christ. Word of the miracle quickly spread. The local archbishop launched an investigation, and the church approved the miracle. The flesh is still preserved to this day. Professor of Anatomy Odoardo Linoli conducted a scientific analysis of the flesh in 1971 and concluded that the flesh was cardiac tissue. The blood appeared to be fresh blood, as opposed to blood that was 1,200 years old, and there was no trace of preservatives. You can visit the miraculous flesh and blood in the Church of San Francesco in Lanciano, Italy.
That's crazy.
Number 2, the Corporal of Bolsena, 13th century. A priest who had been experiencing doubts about the transubstantiation was celebrating Mass in Orvieto, Italy. Soon after he had consecrated the Eucharist, the host started bleeding onto the corporal, which is a liturgical cloth, on the altar. The priest, the story goes, ran to the Pope, who was visiting the town, and confessed his sin of doubt. The corporal remains on display at the Cathedral of Orvieto. Some historians, however, question the veracity of the story, since the first accounts of it don't appear until about 100 years after the miracle supposedly took place. Nonetheless, the corporal remains an object of veneration. I really appreciate how a lot of Catholic reports like this completely are very transparent about what they're being accused of. I like that a lot.
I love transparency.
And they don't even address it. They just say, these are the charges. This is what we're dealing with. And then they just do what they're doing.
Right.
On August 14th, 1730, while the Catholics of Siena, Italy, were attending a special festival for the eve of the Feast of the Assumption, thieves entered the Church of St. Francis and stole a golden ciborium containing hundreds of a consecrated hosts. 2 days later, someone noticed... Did I read the title? This was number 3, The Host of Siena, Italy, 18th century.
I feel like
Okay.
sorry, that's okay.
It slid down and scared the heck out of me. Okay, 2 days later, someone noticed something white protruding from the offering box at another church in Siena.
Right.
The priests opened the box and found the missing hosts inside, entangled in cobwebs and dirt.